All right, let me see. Somebody says, Stealthy says, I really want to start making videos. Got a job as offensive security analyst. How long should I wait? I don't think you should wait at all. I think you should start doing it right now. Um, just be careful about what you post. Like what I do. Here's what I do. Number one, you should start immediately. Take action. The thing is, we as cybersecurity professionals have to be very careful with what we say. You don't see me out here saying too much about where I work or the systems I work on. You will not hear me say, it's actually, you won't hear me say nothing about the actual system that I work on. You won't hear me say nothing about it. Even past systems, I'll obscure. I'm telling you experiences, and then when I give you an example, the names are changed to protect the innocent. I need this job. I need my reputation. So if you do decide to do, as a cybersecurity person or an IT person, you're working for some important organization, be careful about system names, like program names. Be careful about dropping. It's okay to say, I work for NSA, I work for FBI, something like that, right? There's many different departments and stuff within each one of those. That's okay. But you don't want to start talking about what programs you're working for. Don't do that. You don't want to put necessarily what I'd be reluctant to even put like clearances on there. I'd be reluctant. Don't put like actual locations. Don't, just be very careful with what you post. Um, it's okay to talk about your experience, but don't say specific names. That's what I do. I mean, it's obviously it's all right if you talk about, well, we use Kali Linux, and this is because it's usually best security practices, right? It's usually best security practices to you, if you're doing offensive security on how you attack a certain system. It's best practices. There's a whole best practice on how you do that and stuff. So it's not like you're giving away secrets or something. What you want to be careful about is if somebody could use the information that you're putting out to exploit a system you work on, or even a partner to a system you work on, or a supplier or a vendor that you work on. You don't want to give specific details. If you know those details, you don't want to, I'm very, 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 very careful about that kind of stuff, because I need this job. I need my reputation. If I started saying a bunch of, you know, Edward Snowden type stuff, right? Like, I better be ready to run. And that's not me. I'm not trying to do any of that. Not saying that, what he did was, he did what he thought was right or whatever. The whole thing is a whole nother conversation. That's not, I'm not really privy to talk about that kind of stuff, but that's a whole different conversation we could talk about another day. Larry says, firsthand accounts on adjunct instructor in college and industry professionals with social media platforms have been huge for broadening my technical skills and awareness, for sure. Yeah, when I didn't have a lot of stuff when I started out, and then when I started going on the internet and I was looking for more information, because we had a specific situation that we were trying to, I don't know, validate a system, right? And I was like, man, how do we do this specific? And then I started going and searching it. I started looking on Google and saying, like, how do you search? How do you find? I'm trying to figure out how to do this validate this specific thing with this, and then the information wasn't there. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is a major federal thing we're working on. Like, nobody's talking, there's no information about this. And it wasn't like I was trying to look for a specific name of a system on a specific program. I was trying to figure out, at the time we called it certification and accreditation. And there was a certain, just like you have different functions or different phases you go through, whether it's system development life cycle, or if you're talking about risk management framework, where it has different steps an organization goes through. I was looking for stuff like that, like not even specific information. I was like, okay, I'm on this validation phase. What comes first in the validation phase? And I couldn't find any information on that outside of the directives that are publicly available information. By the way, it's not like it's locked in a vault in the Department of Defense. It was publicly available. It's like for everybody, right? You can't exploit a system based off of a directive or a policy unless you put specific information in there, which you're not supposed to. So I couldn't find that information. So that's why I started talking about it, because nobody else was talking about it. And then what's crazy is I put it out there on a blog way back in the day, and people start reaching out to me. And it turns out I was the only one talking about it at the time. I mean, not anymore. Now there's influencers who talking about all different aspects and stuff. It's gotten GRC, has gotten over